Hi live stream, hi YouTube, how is everyone?
No one's ever on this piece, so
No, it takes a few minutes for people to come on, and also I'm looking for the live stream as well. So, oh, there we go, live monkey seats. That may come on loud. Hopefully it won't.
McLaren.
It's great.
Who the hell drives for McLaren? That is
Norris and Ricardo.
Norris.
Carl's just doing a bit of jiggery pokery.
Well, I'm
A
just
little
doing
bit
a
of.
bit of geeky maths, which will make sense in a bit. I don't know what I've done.
I just figured out how to do something a lot easier. It's going to save a bit of time on the live stream in future, so you won't have to fill for quite so long.
Oh, really?
Right, that's done.
Who was it? It was Ricardo and Norris.
I'm just going to tweet out that we're live.
Tweet, tweet.
Tweet, 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 tweet. We've got no one with us yet.
That's right. Not
We
expecting.
will do soon, I'm sure.
Do you reckon? Sam. Oh no. Oh god, it's all gone bit. Oh no. Don't do this. Oh no. Just don't do that. That made no sense. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Sorry, I'm doing some really geeky maths here. And it's not really that geeky, it's just I can't work.
Do you need
I
help
can't
with
work.
spreadsheets?
I can't do spreadsheets. Who the hell, which team am I doing? Aston. Aston. Who drives for Aston? I can't find them at the bottom of the list.
Aston is Vettel and Stroll. Well, look forward to this in the podcast.
Yeah, yeah, it will be. It would be good once I start doing it, but I can't. I am so rubbish at this. Right, who drives for Alpha?
Raikkonen and Giovinazzi.
Raikkonen and Giovinazzi. Who drives for Alfa Romeo? It's Raikkonen.
Yeah,
And...
Raikkonen and Giovinazzi. That's what I just said.
Oh, I've done the wrong Alphas then.
Oh,
That's
okay.
fine.
Yeah, if you set up, yeah, AlphaTauri is thingy.
Gasly.
Yeah, Gasly and Sonoda.
I'll have to swap those Alphas around. That's fine. That's the problem with having two Alphas.
Yep. Yepper. Definitely.
Oh, I've just done that wrong. Do you know what? I haven't even got the diary or recording up yet. I'm doing well.
Well done. I haven't started recording yet either.
Alpha. No, hang on. Who's this? This is Haas. Haas. I can't. I've got to go. That's that prick.
Mazepan and Schumacher.
Williams is Russell.
And Latifi.
And Ferrari is the last two.
Emily watched the Indycar as well.
I know. Well, Laura was aware of it, which is a slight improvement
Mm.
compared to what we like. Except we've watched the whole of Drive to Survive now,
Yeah, well, all 3 seasons.
all 3 seasons.
Wow, excellent.
Except we watched them slightly in the wrong order, which really confused Laura.
Mm.
Right. So that must be.
We will be starting soon, YouTube.
Yeah, I've got. Hang on. Sort.
I'm still a bit phasey.
There
We suddenly
go.
realised, I normally have like this huge white head and and we established that it was just my monitor was too bright. So we turned that down. It seems to have done a little bit of a better job, but it was still a little bit.
Yeah, you're still a bit white.
Yeah.
Right, I've geekily done that, and that's now set up for the rest of the time. So now I need to go and open the diary. This is the fun. Look, it's not like, what do people expect? Like, this is not like the exciting bit.
No.
I'm sorry to say.
This is the pre-show.
This is the pre-show, which isn't even a pre-show. It's a bit of a random wander through life.
It's just us chatting about bullshit.
Are we allowed to say bullshit? Is that even a word?
Oh, we're not really, are we?
Yes, I didn't say the first swear word. That's all right.
I'm trying to balance my tablet on top of my monitor.
Nice.
I think that's a better place for it.
Tom, I don't
Yes.
think this is saved.
No. Should be. I've
No, I'm
saved
still
it
on Charlie.
several times.
You might have to email it to me, but
I
can you even
will.
email?
I will crash out and go back in. That might sort it. Try it now.
Hang on, maybe I have to be. Where's Dropbox? Why is Dropbox not playing? Dropbox is playing Silly Buggers, so that's why.
Joy.
Probably on the same thing as your Outlook.
Yeah, probably. Do you want me
Same
to just,
services.
do you want me to just send it to you then?
I just want it to work. Yeah, it's not updating.
Cool. Fun.
Is anyone actually really caring about? Just people sit there and listen to us talking? Like, I'm going to tell you, skip for about another 5 minutes, guys. If you got to this point, skip another 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're having tech issues, so.
Oh, what? Norton is playing up as well. What is
Yay.
going on here?
Tech. Right, episode 50.
Dropbox is thinking about it now. What? Weirdly, everything's not working today. Maybe it's got bugged by the guys from the HSE.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? That whole of
Yeah, I heard something about
Ireland's
it.
health service has hit by a bug, so they can't find any information out on anyone.
Excellent.
So, perfect time to not be ill.
Right, where are you?
Dropbox isn't working.
Great. Right, I sent it to you on WhatsApp.
Jesus.
I just copied the whole thing.
Okay. If I can even get onto WhatsApp computer now.
Yeah. We'll just do it on your phone.
Yeah, could do. I'd be sat there like that. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing that.
God, I'm getting old.
You are. You are old. We proved that. We proved that. Was it yesterday or today?
Yeah. Yesterday.
We proved you're actually getting old.
Because I've been vaccinated.
Well, half-assed vaccination.
Yeah.
Are you on a one hitter or two hitter?
No, 2-hitter Moderna.
All right.
We don't have Johnson & Johnson over here, I don't think.
Tom edges this file 13 minutes ago. That'll do.
Yeah. Oh, you're in now, are you?
Well, I can't get onto WhatsApp.
Great.
I've never had this amount of computer problems in my life.
This is boding well for the podcast.
Yeah, Tom's ill. The computer's ill. And I'm sorry. Right.
I'll tell you what. Let's just go home.
WhatsApp's now suddenly appeared.
That's it. Let's go home.
Well, great podcast, guys. Well done.
Look, look.
Oh, my God. Right. Is this the right one?
Night. Love you.
Night. Night, night. No, it's still got Charlie on it.
Spin on YouTube.
Oh, there he goes.
You got it?
Yeah.
Hooray.
And I've opened Audacity. We're getting there.
Cool. Let me know when you're recording. spin on YouTube.
Right. There we go.
You good?
I'm recording.
Me too.
There we go.
Excellent. We can start the
I'm gonna-
podcast.
Shut down WhatsApp. Now it's up because I don't actually need it.
No.
The diary's there. We're doing well. We're up here now. Right. Normal
Let's do
services resumed.
Let's do this.
Sorry about that. That was the biggest false start we've ever had.
How long have we been on for? We've been on for like... I can't even see how long
10
we've been on
minutes?
for. Something like that.
Sorry, guys.
It's fine.
That water tastes rank.
Oh well. Right. Let's start.
Oh, yeah. That was possibly the worst pre-show ever. I
Yeah.
mean, we're pretty shoddy at the pre-shows.
Yeah.
Still no Formula E in this. Still no Extreme E.
No. Haven't had
Just
time.
hashtag saying. You haven't had time, but you've done a load of bumpers.
Okay, I haven't had energy to source the files.
Michael Schumacher hits David Coulthard and he's out. George Russell.
I hope you've got an opening comment, Carl.
No, I have. I've just done it.
Hitchcock with a big one. Big one.
Welcome to the Monkey Seat, the podcast that is one half vaccinated. My name is Tom, and I done got jabbed.
And I'm Karl, who bets Gunter's wondering if he can do a buyback scheme.
We are a fully independent podcast hosted by two opinionated friends who like to put the world to rights.
You can find us on major podcasting platforms by searching Monkeyseat Podcast.
And you can get in touch with us by leaving a 5-star review to get a shout out on the show. Or if you want to support us, you can visit Monkeyseatpod.com and make a donation to help us continue doing what we're doing.
I'd like to point out they can get in touch with us without leaving the review, but the review is the best thing. So
Yeah,
they need to
please
do
do
the
that.
reviews.
Please do that.
I feel like we haven't had a review in a long while.
It's been a while. We haven't had one for a while.
That's awkward. Anyway, you can also follow us on the socials at Monkeyseatpod and visit our YouTube channel where you can listen to us for 10 minutes talking about nothing because
Yeah.
we're not ready and all our computer glitches. You can also see all the other shows that have gone out live and see all the mistakes, such as previously, don't make the final cut.
Yes. So
So you went and got jabbed this
I did
week.
go and get jabbed. Yeah, yesterday. And I felt fine yesterday. And
Yeah.
And then my arm started hurting a little bit before I went to bed, and now I can barely lift my arm up because it's an intermuscular injection, obviously. So it's like just punch it into my muscle, and I can't lift my left arm.
I mean, do you know what they're saying? They're saying that if you've had the jab and you feel rubbish, there is more chance you've already had COVID at some point without
probably
knowing
have.
it.
Probably
And that's
have.
the same with Laura. Like Laura was absolutely flawed, absolutely flawed. And Kitty and Terry, my in-laws, have had the jab. They didn't even notice it. So Laura's had it because she's a frontline worker. You've had it because you're old, like the in-laws.
It's not because of that. It's because I spend most of my
It
day
is.
around outside.
It is because you're old. If you're in the 38-year-old age gap,
Yeah,
that's
30
why.
Yeah, between 38 and 40. That's my age.
You're old. You're old. I
I'm
haven't.
not old.
We haven't had that over here. We haven't even got down to the.
Yeah,
we haven't even got down to the 50s.
That's because you're in an inferior country.
No, we're stuck with Europe deciding what's going on.
Yeah.
If you could ship some over, that would be great.
Yeah.
But you're saying you've not had time to do anything, but I have heard some random new songs have suddenly appeared.
Yeah, we've done some
Tom's
interesting
got a
little
bit creative.
bumpers and interludes, and Emily has recorded some stuff for us. So we won't hear all of them today because we don't have predictions and things. So look
I'd be
forward to that.
surprised when they suddenly appear.
Yeah, look forward to that next week. It's nothing particularly exciting, but it was good fun doing anyway. So look forward to that. Based on that, so shall we start with some breaking news?
Breaking news!
Yeah, that's the first one.
What does that remind me of? It sounds like. Do you ever watch Shooting Stars
Yeah.
with Matt Lucas?
Yeah.
It just sounds like a Shooting Stars sort of.
Breaking news!
What they? Umangi. Anyway, yes. McLaren have big news. They've been excited all week
yes,
about this.
have.
Exciting news. It's going to be that they are going with a big manufacturer. It's going to be.
Or they're going
That was actually what said. That was actually what they said.
Or they're going to start they're going to start like a sports car series or something.
Yeah,
like that,
and we're expecting them in Formula E. At one point, that was the discussion. They're starting a new series. One other one was there was rumored they were going to join VW at one point.
Yep.
And in reality, they've got a new paint job.
Yeah, but only for one race.
For one race. So for anyone that tunes in, there's lots of people that just go, "Oh, watch the Monaco Grand Prix. That's like the best race," and everyone, it's the most exciting race. It's really not, but we'll talk about that later, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to know what the cars usually like. So
it doesn't look too far removed from the previous one, but it's ace. I mean, we've only seen renders.
It does look cool.
It looks brilliant. It looks amazing.
Now, have we seen renders or have we seen the real thing on the basis?
I think it's renders, isn't it?
Well, there's a picture of Lando and Ricciardo sat on the front tyre, which I know you can render it, but it does look slightly more than.
Well, even so, whether it's a render or the real thing, it looks fabulous. I was really hoping they were going to go with that livery this year. When end of last year they reignited the Golf sponsorship, and the McLaren F1 in that colour scheme is literally my favourite car ever created. So,
but do we really care? It's a bit of a nothing. It's just an advertisement thing for golf. And McLaren have paid lots of money. I'm sure the FIA and F1 have been paid lots of money. Are they allowed to change the livery willy-nilly?
I believe they're allowed to change the livery so long as both cars have the same livery, and you can't just constantly change it. They have to apply, and it needs to be granted. So, yeah. A one-off livery is fine. I mean, we've had things like David Coulthard's had a one-off delivery for his one-off livery for his last race, and
we had Ferrari last year with their burgundy car, which I wish they'd bloody well kept and not done what they did this year and merged the burgundy into the red.
And Mercedes as well in 2019.
They did black.
Well, no, they did.
They
had a predominantly white livery, which kind of merged into a silver livery, not unlike what Ferrari have got now.
Yeah.
But they had that for the Hockenheim race for the German Grand Prix because it was to mark like their 100th anniversary or something like that. I can't remember, or 70 years in the sport, something like that. I can't remember now. But
and officially they changed last season because they started off with a silver car,
only in testing,
ended up with a black car. No, oh well. Okay, are we counting the fact that they did appear at?
Well, the cars never went on track in Australia.
Did they not even do testing?
No, they cancelled the race on the Friday morning, and that's the first time the cars hit the track. They had a couple of demo runs from I
have just watched Drive to Survive the first 3 series again.
Yeah, well, don't look at that if you want to figure out a timeline of events because that's all bullshit.
No, it's hilarious. I noticed that, obviously being more aware of it this year, more than ever. Just the fact that they constantly change tires, he's gone back for a red and then he's in a white and it's red and soft, so hard, soft, and it's I see what you're doing there. Little clever bits of editing. It does make you have a newfound love for people and newfound hatred for others.
Yeah.
My wife watched it for the first time, and she was like, who does she really like now? I think she likes Gasly, hates Vettel. Who else was it? There was someone else that she was like, oh, I feel really sorry for them. And it was just
probably Albon.
No. Yeah, Albon. Yeah, she likes Albon. I'm like,
no.
I was like, he still doesn't know the width of his car, Laura. Don't feel sorry for Albon.
Yeah, but he's in a different formula now, so.
Yeah.
I can't see him coming back.
I can see him coming back at some point. We're just talking about Formula One. Do you remember last week, Tom? We had a debate.
We did, yeah.
As to who is second in the championship and third in the championship and so on. And the current standings, if I'm right, is Hamilton, Bottas. Now, Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas?
Yep.
And then I don't know who's beyond that. I think
it's Norris 4th, Leclerc 5th.
Norris thought, and then we debated actually,
I'll get
is
the
that
standings
true?
up. I'll get
Is
the
that
standings
true?
up.
Cool. Is that true? Because I had this thing of going, well, no, if the only way that's true is because of the way the points are. So Tom and me discussed, and I think it's even on air, we said, well, what happens if you had 1 point for, and it's the person with the lowest amount of points. So you have 1 point for first, 2 for second, 3 for third, fourth, and so on. And the person with the lowest amount of points is the winner. This becomes very interesting and very geekery. So Hamilton still winning. We agree with that. Verstappen, second. Okay?
Yep.
Leclerc and Norris tying for third.
Okay. Yeah, that
They've
sounds
got a
about
complete
right.
tie. Perez is in fifth. Bottas sixth. Ricciardo seventh. Sainz eighth. Ocon ninth. Stroll 10th. Gasly 11th. Giovinazzi 12th, Alonso 13th, Tsunoda 14th, Raikkonen 15th, Vettel 16th, Russell 17th, Schumacher 18th, Latifi 19th, and Twat in 20th.
I have to say that is almost identical to what the standings actually are. There's only very few variances. But what I will ask is, when you're saying about that, are you giving, say, first to first and then 10 points for 10th and then stopping? Or are you going...
No, keeping going. So 1 to 20.
Well, so you can't do that because points are only awarded up to 10th.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you did do 1 to 20, because you can't... the math doesn't work if you don't... just the way...
but you just give 11. You just give 11 to everyone.
All right. Fine, I can do that math. And that would take me a few minutes and I'll work it all out.
It's fine. But to be honest, I think what it does prove is the point system is actually very accurate.
But what is interesting, Mercedes and Red Bull are on 32 each.
Oh, okay.
And joint first. With McLaren in second and third place, Ferrari in fourth, Alpine in fifth, Aston in sixth, Alfa in seventh. That's Alpha Tauri, Alfa Romeo in 8th, Williams in 9th, and Haas in 10th.
Okay, so the only things that changed there is obviously Mercedes lose their lead, McLaren is still in third, and then Aston Martin and AlphaTauri are swap places. Apart from that, everything else is exactly the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Aston Martin have 99 points and Alpha Tauri have 100 points. In my sim. So it's only 1 point between them. So they're very close.
But the difference here is AlphaTauri have 10 and Aston Martin have 5.
Yeah. So, which is interesting is the point scheme does seem to work.
Yeah.
It is interesting. And I did do it from 1 to 20. And obviously those points would have changed dramatically because I put in the 10 to 20, the 11 to 20. And obviously Bottas's DNF really screwed him over and pulled points. Mercedes all down. So it gave him, I think, gave Bottas 18 points. So that really dragged his things down. But I do find it interesting that actually, and I think I'll keep this on for the whole season just to see where we're at and how it's actually all working.
It's an interesting subplot. Definitely something to just keep an eye on.
It's just interesting to see whether we believe that, whether I believe, being me, as to whether this actually does make any sense, and whether because I always wondered why, you are totally, if you win, you're so far ahead, and suddenly, you're on 4 wings or whatever with Hamilton, well, three wings and a second with Hamilton.
Yeah.
And and he's so far ahead of Verstappen points wise.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look realistic.
Yeah,
but when you see this, you sort of see the actual gap isn't as big as you think.
You've got a 7-point difference between first and second, and you've got a 3-point difference between second and third.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of it comes in. It pretty much drops to 2 points all the way down from there on. So, I mean, the idea behind it is to make it important to go for the win.
Yeah.
Because it makes it quite a big points haul. Second to first is a big points haul, and I think that's how it should be, because then it puts the priority on the race win as opposed to just because the way it was before. I mean, it used to be 9-6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then it went 10-6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then because Schumacher kept winning, they said, oh, maybe we should make it 10-8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top 10, and that way second place is still going to get a lot of points and it will keep Schumacher closer. But the trouble then was it was just Barrichello was always coming second, and so Ferrari was still acres ahead anyway because they were getting more points in the constructors, so that didn't work. So then they went 25, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, which is the best points version, I reckon. And I have done a spreadsheet which uses H lookups and if statements and stuff, and basically it works out what the point standings would be for every championship that's been, if they went on the current point standings, including the fastest lap. I haven't inputted all of the data into that, but I've got the formula ready. I just did it with the 2009 World Championship, which was the last one on the old point system, and Jenson Button still won the championship, so it didn't make any difference to the championship. I believe, from what I've heard somewhere, if they'd used the same point system in 2008, Felipe Massa wins the World Championship over Lewis Hamilton because he has more fastest laps.
So I haven't added the fastest lap into this either.
But equally, what you can say is that fastest lap wasn't worth a point, so they weren't trying for fastest lap. So you can't really include fastest lap in the statistics because they weren't going for fastest lap. So it's not really fair to include it. But they may well have gone for it if they knew it was for points. So, but it's just an interesting side conversation anyway. So
yeah, and I think I'll keep it going. I'm just going to say this and keep it going as a thing just to discuss, because I did find it interesting that as we went through, and it sort of proves my point slightly, and that the Ferraris and the Ferrari and the and well, actually, it doesn't prove my point at all, because in hindsight, it's the Red Bulls and the Mercedes are joint at the top there, and that sort of screws my point over that that Ferrari and McLarens were actually second in the game. Yeah. So it is a 2-horse race at the moment, but we'll see what actually happens as we go on and just how the math all works. But yeah, anyway, geekery are us there. That's not really my style, but I thought I would be a bit of geekery there.
So the other news coming out of Formula One is that obviously we alluded to it last week with the Canadian Grand Prix being cancelled for Turkey, and then Turkey potentially being cancelled.
Yes.
The next morning it was confirmed it is definitely cancelled, and what they're doing now is they are moving France forward a week to allow for a double header in Austria. Bit disappointed they're doing
which means it's a triple header now.
Yeah, it's a triple header of races. But that spot is now going to be left empty, but they're going to have a triple header instead. So I'm a bit disappointed they've done that, because I don't think there's so many other circuits you can still use that have got the Grade A license, like your Nürburgring, your Hockenheim, places like that.
Which, it doesn't make much sense to do it at the Red Bull Ring, where it's the same. You're going to have the same track. If they did it at Bahrain, I sort of get that. There's a double track.
Yeah,
there.
I mean,
I'm really glad at Red Bull. It's just like.
I'm really glad they didn't do 2 races at Le Castellet, because that would have been painful. 2 races.
Is that the French one?
Yeah, two races.
Paul Ricard.
Paul Ricard, yeah. Put 2 races at Paul Ricard on it, but the only benefit of that is you could do different circuit designs, because they have got like 167 different circuit layouts or something ridiculous like that. Oh, so really? They could have done a different layout. Yeah. So that is something they could have sampled with, but I'm glad they didn't. Austria's a great track. I love Austria.
I'd like it. I love the Red Bull Ring.
It's one of my favourite tracks, but and it does produce good racing. But I'm just a bit disappointed because there are other tracks we could have used, and we didn't need to do a double header. But hey, it's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. I don't quite get it. It seems a bit lazy, but maybe there's other things that we don't know, as always with these things.
I think what it does prove is that the Formula One are going to move heaven and earth to make sure we get a 23 race season this year, even if it means we're in Bahrain for 6 weeks. I think they will do the 23 races.
I'm waiting to
They'll
go
make
back
it
to
happen.
Bahrain. It's got to be on the cards, isn't it?
If we get towards the end of the season and we have a late cancellation of, say, Australia, then they'll probably go straight to Dubai.
Ironically, Australia will probably be the one that will happen.
Well, hopefully. But if they do have a late cancellation, then you could end up canning off Australia and then just doing 2 races in... you're moving Jeddah forward a week and then doing 2 races, like one in Abu Dhabi, one in Bahrain.
I think Singapore's questionable, surely.
Yeah, it's not looking great for there. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen, Singapore. But what have we got? Where is Singapore in the calendar? My God, it's a long season, isn't it? Scrolling down, it just keeps going and going. 3rd of October, Singapore. So it's after Russia, before Japan.
Shame. Shame we have to go to Russia.
Yeah, I just hope we don't. Do you know, if Singapore got cancelled and we did a double header in Japan, I wouldn't object to that. Japan's cool track.
Interesting track, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't think I've seen it. Like, I'm obviously from not having sat there and watched every single race. I don't think I've ever. Don't know much about it. So.
Suzuka's fab. I mean, you can't really overtake, but it's like Imola. In that it's narrow, there's gravel, but it's a real challenge for the drivers. So we'll see lots of Mazep spins.
I'm gutted that that we aren't going to Canada. That Montreal seems like an amazing track in the middle of an island. You know, it's just crazy there. And
it's literally a walk into the city as well. It's great.
Yeah.
The city life, the city just puts on such a show. So it is a real disappointment we're not going there. But hey ho.
Next year, Tom.
Hopefully. Well, I've been there once before, so.
I know. Oh, let me draw that.
I like to drop that every couple of weeks.
So up ahead is Monaco.
Monaco up next.
I mean, it'll be boring for everyone. Yeah, they can't overtake. There's no room. It's not going to be the same as Prix.
Mazepin will probably wreck a couple of cars.
Yeah, there's money on Mazepin going into the swimming pool. He will.
To go to
the swimming pool is quite an achievement. To go into the harbour.
Yeah.
I think
the way it's going to go with Mazepin this week, I think he's either going to go one of 2 ways. He's either going to be incredibly crashy or incredibly slow because he's been told you do not crash that car. And I think it's going to be incredibly slow because, in fairness to him, he's very spinny, but he's not been that crashy yet. The one collision he has had wasn't his fault, which was with the Latifi.
How many times is he going to get lapped, though? That's the question.
Well, yeah. It's a 78-lap race. He's probably going to finish 7 or 8 laps down.
Like, how is he there? Like, right. So there's nothing exciting apart from the McLaren's new livery at Monaco.
Yeah. But one thing,
it's such a boring race.
Yeah. But it's going to be great just for that livery, to be honest. I'm looking forward to that. But as I'm with a lot of things. But yeah, it's not going to be an exciting race. If you're new to Formula One, don't expect a banger unless it's raining. Or there's a safety car at the right time, and was it last year or the year before? No, we didn't have it last year, did we? Year before, Niki Lauda unfortunately passed away just before the race weekend, and then Lewis Hamilton raced with a red halo, so it's like a doff the cap of Niki Lauda because he always wore a red hat, and he was racing the race and he had Verstappen right behind him, and it was some amazing defending and some amazing attacking from Verstappen as well. Great respect between the two guys. A race worthy of Niki Lauda. Again, virtually no on-track action, but Hamilton held on to win. And
let's watch cars go around in circles. So it really is all about qualifying.
Yes.
That's where this race
Qualifying is a hell of a spectacle in this. And Verstappen is either really quick or really crashy in Monaco. So
let's see what it's going to be.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. He's under a lot of pressure to perform this weekend. I mean, all my bets are going on Verstappen, to be honest. I think pole, fastest lap and win, Grand Slam. I think he's going to do all 3. But that's a point. We need to do our predictions, don't we? That's not in my running order.
What is the car going to be like? Which car would favour this? The Mercedes or the Red Bull? It's the high gradient or the low gradient?
No. God, whatever. It's difficult to say, to be honest. It's
certainly not the Aston.
It always used to favour Red Bull, and I think it probably still will favour Red Bull.
Okay.
But yeah, we need to do predictions. Actually, I didn't put that on the running order, but we do need to do predictions. So
that's
a good opportunity to.
Should we do predictions now?
Predictions.
Those dulcet
There we
tones
go.
are of my lovely future wife, Emily.
I just suddenly thought of something, which I'll tell you off air. Yes, let's do predictions. So we haven't got a guest predictor.
No,
So
we haven't.
I don't know if anyone's online or anything. I haven't quite worked that one out.
Just Laura, and she did last week. We're not having her again.
Alright.
What is? I'll get Emily's predictions and I'll stick them in afterwards.
Yeah.
We'll cover it next week. Cool. Okay. We need to do the random driver as well. I need to get random.org up. So do you want to have a think about your positions then?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's pretty. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Go on. I mean, so I'm gonna go bold. I'm gonna go Leclerc for win.
Wow.
Going bold. Leclerc for win.
You definitely are going bold.
Verstappen for fastest.
Claire, Verstappen.
Um,
And then we got first retirement.
First retirement is Russell. He'll see a squirrel.
Russell.
And
Fantastic. And then we'll do the random generator at the same time. Cool. Right. So I'm going to go for double Verstappen winner and fastest lap. I just think he's going to. I think he's just going to have the edge. First retirement. I'm going to do it. I haven't done it at all season, but I'm going to do it now. Nikita Mazepin.
what?
For first retirement. I haven't done it yet. And then random number generator. The random number is number 12. Number 12 is Sebastian Vettel.
Sebastian Vettel, 13th, because that seems to be his favourite number.
13th you're going for.
Yeah.
Right. So Vettel is going to be in 13th. And I am going to go 10th. Point. Single point for Vettel.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Just going. I did a bit of a poll on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
This is completely busking it this time.
That's fine.
And talking about Monaco, I said, was Formula E's Monaco better race than the Spanish F1? Of which 15% preferred Formula E, 38% preferred the snooze fest that was the Spanish Grand Prix.
Wasn't a bad race. Stop saying that.
But weirdly, 47% said I actually enjoyed both. So, it's an interesting thing that 47%, I mean, out of 60 votes. So, 35, 40 people actually are watching both Formula E and Formula One, which is interesting because I didn't think Formula, and then bearing in mind another 15% at least watched Formula E. So I didn't realize how many people were watching Formula E, and I just thought that was a interesting thought on this.
Yeah.
That actually the Monaco Formula E was just as, in my mind, just as interesting as the Spanish one in the end.
To be fair, I still think that the Formula E race was better than the
I would have clicked
Formula One
E.
race. Yeah, I would have clicked Formula E as well, but it doesn't mean that Spain was a bad race. Just Formula E had a very good race.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. Right.
So I just want to say one thing we forgot to do last week. So if you're listening, Stefan, I'm very sorry. We wanted to just congratulate Stefan Wilson on getting into the Indy 500. He wasn't able to do it last year due to COVID and various other things, but he's in the Indy 500 racing for Andretti.
Which we'll talk about in the Indycar after this advert.
Advert! We have an advert.
Advert!
Oh, I haven't brought my shaver again. Oh, well, never mind. That's fine. I'll just
there
make
we
the
go.
noise. Bzzz. Have you been forced by your better half to sort out that mess of a garden through lockdown? Well, now
And being
things are
attacked
opening
by a load of bees by the sounds of it.
Well, now things are opening up again, but not in Ireland. It's high time we started looking after that man garden.
This month, the Monkeyseat is brought to you by Manscaped, who claim to be the best in below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped is now available in Europe. Is it available in Ireland? I'm guessing so.
Yes,
and
it
they
is.
were kind enough to send us a bunch of products to try.
Is Ireland in Europe? Yes, it is. Then it's available in Ireland.
Yeah.
So, as I said, I don't have the said product with me, but the lawnmower they use is the lawnmower, which
It comes in that box there.
It comes in that box there. Yes.
Well, depends which way I'm there.
If you're
I
on
don't
the
know which way I'm
YouTube,
pointing.
if you're on the YouTube, it comes in that box there, and it's great. It really is.
This is their 3rd generation trimmer, even though they've just released the 4th generation you can get in the US, but we're going to ignore that fact, which features a cutting-edge ceramic blade and reduce grooming accidents to keep your nether regions smooth.
And they have a range of other products as well, including the crop preserver, which is deodorant for your balls, which is always good, and the ball toner.
Which I found out, the ball toner, you're having problems with the cat.
Yeah, the cat's trying to pull down the green screen.
He doesn't like Manscaped. He's literally over the top of Manscaped. It's hilarious. The ball preserver is to close the pores on your balls. That's what it's there, so you don't get a spotty ball sack.
Excellent.
That's what I learned. These are the things because I googled it and asked some questions, and this is what it comes out as. Anyway, as part of our agreement with Manscaped, we can offer a 20% off and free shipping with the code MONKEY. That's MONKEY at manscaped.com. Don't go to monkeyseat.com. Well, you can go.
Well, you can, as long as you give us some money. Yeah. And not only are you getting a great saving off some premium products, but you're helping us out too. I can't recommend these products enough, and the more you buy, the better we look. So 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Just use the code MONKEY at checkout.
Monkey!
Well, thank you.
Will they?
I thank you.
Trademark. Right, let's get on to some IndyCar, which is weirdly sponsored by a health service, which I found hilarious.
Yes.
Like, it was just like, in the UK, it's basically sponsored. I don't even know what it's sponsored by a private medical firm. It just proves how crazy America is that they have that company that's a private medical firm is that big. It'd be like us being sponsored by the Red Cross, Formula One being sponsored by the Red Cross or something. It's a bit weird. Anyway, so I actually watched it this week. Shocking.
Carl watched it. We can't believe it.
Admittedly, I didn't watch the very beginning because I couldn't quite understand why everyone was changing their tyres in lap 8. Which I was chatting to Darren and Tom on it. I was like, I have no idea what this is about. Why is everyone changing their tyres so quickly? So, Tom, have you got a little review about it for us? So at least to fill me in the first 8 race laps.
I do have a little review. I'm going to try the 2-minute challenge. I think it's actually well short of the 2-minute challenge, but we'll give it a go anyway.
Go on,
just because I want to try out the new jingle.
It's the 2-minute challenge.
All eyes on Grosjean, who got his first pole, and Juan Pablo Montoya made a return to McLaren, acclimatising himself to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the IndyCars. The big hitters in the championship were all in the midfield or at the back. I think Will Power was the highest of the championship hopefuls in 12.
Will Power!
Grosjean kept the lead from the start, with Harvey taking second. Daly was clipped by Pagano and fell to the back, causing a lap 1 caution. O'Ward and Rahal and Dixon all took early stops under caution, having offs, and they started carving through the field in the early stages in a damage limitation exercise. Rahal told his engineer he was stupid after a bad strategy call, even though he finished well, and Grosjean pushed into a 6-second lead. He sat in the danger zone, pushing his first stint as long as possible until lap 25, when he stopped from the lead to emerge second behind Dixon, who was on an alternate strategy. Harvey jumped below to take second in the stops, but was out of sync so it was anyone's game at that point. Harvey stalled in the pits just before half distance and lost about 10 seconds to the leaders, and then got an instant puncher. Heartbreak for Harvey after looking good for a podium. VK took a brave move between Palou and Johnson to take 2 places as they warmed up their tyres, which in the end actually was very decisive for the end of the race. Spoiler alert. Sato did his best to wreck Grosjean's race by unlapping him and barging him out of the way. Grosjean made his second stop on lap 44 and just kept the lead from VK, but Renas had much warmer tyres and then drafted past. VK streaked ahead as Grosjean struggled on the black tyres, and Palou started putting pressure on him for a net third. 10 laps later, Grosjean seemed to get to grips with the tyres and was pushing back towards VK. 24 to go. VK made his final stop. Grosjean started to push as slight rain began to fall. Tragic for Grosjean ensured VK kept the lead. don't know what that says. VK kept the lead, and it was an impressive win. Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do.
Yeah, I haven't proofread that because I've been feeling a bit vaccine-y, so I haven't traffic for Grosjean, not tragic. Tragic for Grosjean ensured VK kept the lead for the final sprint with rain only the likely spoiler. It didn't,
which never came.
Yeah, it didn't come, and an impressive but encouraging performance from Grosjean earned a well-deserved podium for Dalecoin, with VK winning and Pelot third.
So what was the rundown? So it was VK first, Grosjean second,
and Pelot in third. It was Joseph Newgarden in fourth, Graham Rahal in fifth, and he was moaning, like he was at the back having had contact, and he was moaning about his engineer, but he recovered to fifth. He finished ahead of Dixon, and who was leading at one point. He finished ahead of Power. You know,
I mean, there's always one in every race.
Yeah.
In every.
Pagano sixth, Rossi recovered to seventh. Scott McLaughlin, who was looking strong at one point, he finished eighth. Dixon ninth, Ericsson 10th. Power only moved forward one place. He'd be disappointed with that. He was disappointed with 12th, but he was very positive.
I mean, Dixon up from the back of the grid, and he ended
pretty
up.
much. I think 18th. I think he was.
Yeah.
But yeah. Say Power started 12th, and he said, "Well, at least we're in 12th. We can still fight from there." And he made one place. Yeah. Colton Herter had some issues. Finished 13th. Ed Jones and O'Ward never really got into this race. Bit disappointing. Obviously, he had the off at the start, which put him at the back, but never really recovered from that. And yeah, Jack Harvey, gutted for him. He was doing so well. And also Conor Daly, because Conor Daly started, he was first time into the Fast Six for him, was going for pole, started third or fourth on the grid, I think, and yeah, he just got spun around in the first corner and ended up at the back for the second race in a row. So a bit disappointing there, but that's your rundown anyway.
I'm not doing very well in my Indycar. I've just looked at my Indycar leagues. I'm not doing well at all.
Well, you had Grosjean, didn't you?
Somehow I still ended up 12th. I don't know how. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand the point system on that.
No. I ended up, I got 68 points. I don't know. I don't quite understand what happened, but hey-ho. It's pretty more than I've got most of the time anyway. So it was an interesting race. I found it really interesting when they were talking, and then really boring when I don't know what the hell's going on when they take the timer lap down and they stop doing commentary.
Yeah. Well, at least it's better than the Americans who don't get that. At least we get that. We get a feed. Anyone in America, if you can get hold of a VPN and a Sky subscription, watch it on Sky Sports, because at least you get. When they go to adverts like every 5 seconds, like they do, at least you get the feed, but with no commentary and no timing delta. So it is quite difficult to follow. Obviously,
make believe as to what we're trying to work out, and especially when it's a bit like Formula 2 and Formula 3. None of the cars make any sense. They don't seem to be coloured in any team colours.
The colours are the drivers. But what also confuses people, because it confused Emily, is that not only do the drivers have their own colour schemes, they have different liveries from race to race sometimes. So, for example, Alex Rossi is sponsored by Napa and AutoNation. So some races he has a blue Napa car, and other races he has a pink AutoNation car. So this week was one of the ones where he had a pink AutoNation car.
Wow.
So, used to seeing him in blue, and here he is driving in pink. Because I got him.
So does that mean they have to have a whole new, outside skin almost?
Yeah, it's just a new paint job.
They can't be painting it every week. Surely
it varies. They don't change it that often. They change it sometimes it'll be a couple of times a season. But it's like Montoya was in a third McLaren entry. He was nowhere in the race. I think he finished 21st in the end.
I mean, it's the F1 retirement scheme, isn't it? There were so many names I recognised or were related to someone or something.
But he was in basically the same car that the other two are in, but where it's orange on the others, it was red on his car.
So confusing.
But it still looked like a McLaren. It's because the markings were the same. It's just the colours were different.
But yeah, so Grosjean, obviously did an amazing qualifying. And then
he had a cracking race. He did a really
good
race.
And I had a really good race, didn't he, actually? Though it was really confusing when I messaged you, I was like, why is Grosjean? Oh, that's rubbish for Grosjean. But he was obviously getting unlapped, but he got nudged as he went round the court,
Yeah, Sato
getting unlapped. I
barged
couldn't
him.
work it out because it was during the advert break where
Yeah,
there's
because
no timing frame, so I had no idea who anyone was.
the other thing with Indy, of course, you don't have blue flags. So the lapped cars are
right.
under no obligation to get out of the way.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah, so that's why he was having trouble with back markers.
And then, because it was only Dixon that was in the way for VK
Yeah.
for a lot of it. So that makes sense. It was really interesting watching. I mean, it was quite funny when I don't know who it was, got a flat on leaving the pits and then had to go back around.
Yeah, that was Harvey. I was gutted.
Yeah.
One of the only Brits in the field. Well, the only good Brit in the field.
Yeah.
You've got Max Chilton, who didn't race this weekend because I think he had travel issues.
All right.
He couldn't get there. Yeah, he couldn't get there.
It's probably in the UK. But yeah, it's a shame, but it was really interesting. It was really interesting to watch a full race that's not the Indy 500. It's actually my first race.
Yeah, I think that is the first race I've watched like from start to finish without any kind of skipping or anything like that. Or I know first time I've watched it live.
Yeah,
I watched the whole race because normally it's on at awkward times and I don't watch it until the next day.
Why was that one on a really
through.
Good time and we seem to be able to watch it?
It depends because obviously it goes all over America. It depends on the time zone.
Yeah,
because the time zone difference is so different in America depending on where you are.
So, we're staying in Indianapolis now.
We are
for the rest of the month, aren't we? Almost.
Yeah. So the Indy 500, the month of May starts on the 18th of May when you've got the first practice session on the Tuesday, and then you've got second practice on the same day. That's 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. That's Eastern time. And then you've got Wednesday the 19th, they've got practice. Thursday the 20th, they've got practice. And Friday the 21st is practice. And that's all at 12 till 6. So they get so much practice time for this. 22nd of May is practice 6, which is just an hour session, 9:30 till 10:30 Eastern. And then we've got the 22nd, again, you've got 12 till 2 is qualifying part 1. 2 till 3 is qualifying part 2. And 3 till 6 is qualifying part 3. Then Sunday the 23rd, we got practice 7.
Jesus Christ, it keeps going, doesn't it?
And then again, we've got the Fast 9 qualifying 2:30 till 4:30 on the Sunday the 23rd, and then practice 8. 4:30 till 7, and then we've got Carb Day, which is a free practice session, which is 11 till 1. I've heard Carb Day mentioned quite a lot, but I never actually know what Carb Day is. So if someone can let me know, I'm sure Darren will text me later and let me know.
Carb Day?
Carb Day. It's like leg day in the gym. And then you've got Sunday the 30th of May is the pre-race show, 9 until 11. 11 till 4 is the race. And then you've got 4 till 5 is a post-race show on the 30th of May. It's a big old session list, that. 8 practice sessions. And what?
Miller Lite Carb Day on Friday the 28th is the ultimate turbo boost into the greatest weekend racing.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Good.
I still don't know why. What is it? I don't understand.
No idea.
I don't understand what Carb Day is.
But the entry list, notable mentions, we've got past winners. We've got Helio Castroneves racing in number 6 for Meyershank Racing. Will Power is an ex-winner, racing as usual number 12. Simon Pagenaud racing number 22. We've got Alex Rossi has won it just the once, racing number 27. Ryan Hunter-Ray is an ex-winner, racing number 28. Takuma Sato has won it twice. He's racing number 30. Tony Kanaan is racing number 48. And Juan Pablo Montoya is number 86, and he's an ex-winner as well. Rookies for Top Gun Racing, we have RC Ennison. RC Ennison, I've got no idea who that is. Pietro Fittipaldi is in for Dale Coyne. He's a rookie for that. We've got, she's not a rookie, but we've got Simona Di Silvestro for Paretta Autosport, which I believe is a Penske. I think we've covered that in the past. And then we've got Scott McLaughlin is the only other rookie. So not a huge amount of rookies in the field, but a lot of returning stars. And of course we've got in the number 25 Stefan Wilson for Andretti. Andretti have got
Yay!
6 cars in this.
That's
6
good.
cars. Mental. There was a chance
6.
apparently there was going to be a 7th.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You've got
Who
Marco.
was that?
Marco
Do you have...
You've also got Marco Andretti coming back in as well in the 98. He's on the official entry list as well. So more nepotism. We're not going to go back on this rant that we had last week, because also you could say that Stefan Wilson is a nepotistic project because of
which we didn't quite realise.
Yeah, well, I realise it's because his brother Justin was XF1 and kart winner as well. So of course we knew that, and we know him very well. And we've got, which we are going to give away at some point. We had some Justin Wilson merchandise donated to us a while back, which we're going to find a way to give away. It's all like signed napkins and posters and things.
Okay.
We're going to try and find a way to give it away for the Indy 500. So keep an eye on that. We might come up with some kind of
when is the Indy 500?
I've just gone through the entire schedule with you. Oh, yeah. It's the 30th of May.
So normally it's on the same weekend as Monaco.
Yeah.
Has COVID screwed this up then?
Yeah, it's always Memorial Day weekend. Depending on the date, it does vary sometimes, but yeah, it's.
Anyway, sorry. The reason I wasn't listening is because I was looking up what the carb day was. It's racing. It's rock and roll. It's the ultimate turbo boost. The greatest weekend in racing. It's the Miller Lite Carb Day. This high-powered party features the final practice of the Indianapolis 500 and the Indy 500 Pit Stop Challenge, all for one price. Join with your friends for one of the best days of the year at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Excellent. There we go. I like me some light beer.
So it's
that was terrible. That was a really bad accent.
I wasn't doing an accent. I was just doing some sort of promo, lads.
Yeah, man. I was, unfortunately.
The 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. is the 500 practice. Don't miss the most exciting practice session of the year. The field of drivers racing in the Indianapolis 500, presented by Gamebridge, will have 1 hour to make the cars race ready during final Indianapolis 500 practice on the Miller Lite Carb Day. This 1 hour practice session will be full of excitement. But it doesn't really explain why it's called the Carb Day, but in the same way, it doesn't explain why they drink milk either. So
we've covered that before. That's we had that before. Had that covered once before. I can't actually remember what the reason was now. But going into the 500, Scott Dixon is still the points leader with 176 points, and Palou continues his great start to the season with a 1-2 for Chip Ganassi, 163 points. Joseph Newgarden, 148 points. Pato O'Ward slips to 4th, just 2 points behind on 146. Graham Rahal had an eventful but a decent start to the season too. He sits there in 5th with 137, and Rinus VK of 135. And then other notable mentions there: Scott McLaughlin showing his pedigree as a rookie, 123 points in 8th. Colton Herta, disappointing start for him, only back in 10th. Jack Harvey, 13th. And then we've got Roman Grosjean is just behind Alex Rossi. If you'd have said to him after 4 rounds he'd be 10 points behind Alex Rossi, I think he'd have taken that. So 15th for Grosjean, but positive. What's going to kick him, though, is that Indy is double points, and he's not racing at Indy. So
really?
There's going to be a lot of points on offer there. But given that he didn't race in Texas, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
He missed the Texas doubleheader, so that's 2 races. He's on 81 points. He's done good. Well, 3 races now. He's gone 81 points. So that's pretty impressive. Good start for him. I knew he'd do well. It's a good start for him. And that's all we've got really of any interest. I mean, Santino Ferrucci is back for the 500 this year. J.I. Hildebrand is back. Sage Karam, I think, is back. And yeah, we just got the one female in the field, Simona Di Silvestro.
Well, they're doing better than Formula One having a female in it.
Oh yeah, we've had ex-winners. I think was it Danica Patrick won the Indy 500 once?
May have
even been the 100th running. It was sometime around there, about 5 years ago.
There we go.
105th running of the 500.
And yeah, I always love the adverts that they do that's sponsored. It just makes me laugh. This one's like, It was like this. They did like a sponsor win, which was this race is sponsored by this. This it was something like this. This advert is sponsored by this race, which is sponsored by this racing. You know, it was something like the NTT.
Yeah.
It was like,
and then you've got like.
It was like.
Then you've got like the this camera angle is brought to you by Geico and this camera angle is brought to you by AutoNation. It's just like, oh my god, any opportunity.
The poor Americans are thrown down their throat.
Yeah. Oh, the
anyway,
adverts do my head in. But
I quite like them. They're quite funny.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all we got for you this week. I'm sorry it's a short one, but basically I feel like crap and I can't sit here much longer. I'm overheating in the throngs of vaccinations. So great that I've had it.
Yeah.
And if you can get it because you're
it's the public service announcement part.
You're protecting everyone else.
I will be getting it once I'm allowed, but I'm not 50.
Yeah, so everyone stay safe and look after yourself, and we will see you all next week.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. So for anyone who has seen it on the YouTube, just above the "Your balls will thank you," there is the face of a little black cat.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
I mean, it's quite scary. He suddenly goes and comes.
Head over to the YouTube to see a black cat sitting in a box that says "Your balls will thank you."
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Right.